Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. And in our top stories today, over the weekend, we had No King's Day, which I'm happy to report that as a result of it, we don't have a king. So that's great news. So whatever they were doing, it must have worked because we don't have a king. And we're going to start things off from the far left here, from the Huffing and Puffington Post. As we go over here to Ground News, you can see the distribution, which was heavily covered by the left, of course, because this is just their thing they do. This will be the third one, No Kings, because apparently they have to remind everyone that they're malcontents and miserable because Donald Trump won the election. He was the duly elected president, congressionally approved. They seem not to realize that. And, of course, we are not a democracy. We are, in fact, a constitutional republic, but I wax on. So Huffington Post. See photos of anti-Trump No Kings protests across the United States. Protesters gathered across the nation to rally against President Donald Trump. Really? I wonder what... so the rest of the people who voted in November probably just watched what was going on this whole time? Now, there wasn't really much audio to this. It was just a series of different images, and we'll go through some of these here, but we'll read. Demonstrators turned out, I almost said Democrats, but it's really the same thing, isn't it? Demonstrators turned out across the United States on Saturday to protest the policies of President Donald Trump. That's protests. I'm not sure what policies. I'm sure I had trouble with that. More than 2,500 No King rallies were planned around the country, with organizers citing rising authoritarianism and militarization under the Trump administration. No, it is because their ideology is being impacted. Trump hasn't done anything. Nothing has really changed. There's no camps that LGBTQ members are being sent to, or women, or breeding camps. None of this stuff is happening. The exaggeration, the sensationalizing that was all supposed to happen has not been happening. The first round of No Kings protests in June drew about 5 million people, and we still didn't have a king then either. So it's pretty extraordinary how successful these are at ensuring that there's no king. So we don't have a queen either. We made sure of that in November. We made sure that Kamala Harris didn't get elected, right? See some of the images from Saturday's events. Okay, so here's some of the images here. And I'll just show. See, here they are from A Handmaid's Tale, but I don't know where any of these camps are. But if you guys know, let me know down in the comments. If you know where any of these camps are, where they're holding LGBTQ people, or these breeding camps. Very important that we know these things. Classified Epstein files. Yeah, people are still on board, and on top of that, Duck Ice. Where was that? It doesn't say. It says in Illinois, so Chicago. Insider Trader. Oh, boy, these are so clever. No Kings there. That's kind of an interesting-looking logo. And, well, just a series of images here. Why'd you bring the dog? Oh, my goodness, now the dog is subjected to this ideology and philosophy. Some pretty decent pictures now, so if you guys want to check it out, you can go to the Huffington Post here and look it up. No Kings, No Bias, Just Truth, Right. That's very genuine there. Okay, so now we're going to move just a tiny bit over to the right and go to AP. No Kings, protest against Trump brings a street party vibe to cities nationwide. And that's what it is, it's just a celebration that they're angry, they're bitter, they're malcontents, and they want everyone to know about it, and as a reminder, right? So with signs such as "Nothing is more patriotic than protesting," or "Resist fascism." In many places, the events looked more like a street party, which is probably what it was anyway. It was just a reminder. There were marching bands and huge banners with the U.S. Constitution, "We the People." They aren't just the people, see? The left think they are just the people. That's the problem, see? With the preamble that people could sign, demonstrators wearing inflatable costumes, particularly frogs, which have emerged as a sign of resistance in Portland, Oregon. Of course, as you know, they're at the ice facility. They dressed in the little frog costumes because, that's just what they do. Because they LARP, right? It's LARPing. And that's basically what they're engaged in. And here we have from Fox News, nationwide unrest looms as No Kings demonstrators begin to gather in major U.S. cities. So the thing here is, and this is always fascinating to me when I'm looking up information for you guys and doing research, is I often, as I almost dropped the mouse, I like to go over here to the trending page on Google, if nothing else, just for laugh. But as you can see, No Kings is third here on this list. But when you think you over here, you're thinking, you're researching, you're thinking, okay, man, I'm going to find a really great story to cover and really great topic here that's going to, and then you go over here to trending and you see it's usually sports. Usually sports, usually entertainment. Very rarely a news story unless it's like a major event like No Kings. But I just thought it was kind of amusing. I just thought I would share that with you because I do do a sweeping search across all the internet to include X. And, of course, if you haven't followed me already, you can see my social media links down in the in the sections of the video there. And below the video in description, you can see the various media links I belong to. I'm not sure why it took so long to explain that. On X here, so we see from Brian Krasenstein. Now, this took place in Atlanta, here where I am, and I was trying to find where this was. And from all the news reports here in Atlanta, it just says in Atlanta. Now, I did see a shot. I did see the Capitol in the background. So I'm going to assume they're at Liberty Plaza because I saw the Gold Dome of Atlanta. If you guys haven't ever seen it before, our downtown Capitol building has a gold dome. And I think they're in Liberty Plaza, but here's some of the shots here. We'll go ahead and play some of the little shots here. And so I think this is at Liberty Plaza. That's a decent amount of people. I mean, I've covered 2 different rallies at the Capitol itself, not necessarily at Liberty Plaza. But this doesn't surprise me. But when they have other types of events, there's usually more people than this. So they're, obviously keeping it as a tight shot here. But so I'm, like I said, I'm guessing it's at Liberty Plaza. And then, of course, you can see here in New York. And this is not unusual for that to be like that, like kind of like a New Year's celebration. This is kind of a jumbled image here 3 hours ago. But sometimes some of the images oftentimes can be doctored. And there's Harry Sesson there in New York walking along. Not sure what they're going to really accomplish outside of just let everybody know that they're still not happy with Donald Trump being the president. But let me know down in the comments section if your little town, your city where you live had a No Kings. Now, the city where I live now, or my city in the suburbs here, they had a smattering of people at the library. I didn't see them myself. My mother reported in. My on-the-ground journalist mother was out with my father. I think I don't know where they went, but she just told me that there were some protesters at City Hall area, so I'll just take her word for it. But nonetheless, guys, No King's Day, just so everybody knows, we still don't have a king. We haven't had a king. They wanted to make George Washington a king, but he didn't want to be a king, and I can totally understand that. But, so this is what was going on this weekend. I'm not sure what is actually going to be accomplished. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen later in the evening because, of course, this recording is on Saturday to see if the wackaloons decide to try to amp up the activity. And it's always going to be the handful of miscreants that are going to be the ones that create all the problems and the looting and all the other nonsense they do. But I don't anticipate much of that to happen. I think a lot of this is just going to be a whiff of a weekend and then back to things as normal. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. That's BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey for you guys. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for all of you guys on New Tech. And then, of course, here on YouTube, it's been really interesting. Thank you so much for your support. Of course, below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to, as I mentioned earlier. And, of course, if you order frequently from Amazon or a Prime member, you can use my landing page link down there. Your privacy is protected. And speaking of privacy while you're online, my VPN, that's right, Trust Zone. No fuss, no bloat. You get straight to what you want to do and get things done. But, guys, that's what I had for you on this Monday as of this preempted Saturday recording. Those are going kind of well, I guess, letting them sit for 24, 48 hours, whatever. But nonetheless, guys, here we are. Appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon for everyone watching on YouTube, of course. You guys can click on that to subscribe as well. Just select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.